When you think about a muscle car, you're probably thinking of something big like a Dodge Charger, Pontiac GTO, or a Chevy Chevelle SS. What if I instead go for something really small like this Japanese K car and put a V8 engine in it, making this a K muscle car? Hey guys, it's TRIZE here and let's get on with our build. So first things first with this little car right here, which pretty much go in line like most cars are built nowadays, with the panel material set to a partial aluminum with a monocoque chassis made out of AHS steel, with the engine placement a front longitudinal to make it rear-wheel drive with the front suspension, probably do a McPherson strut up front, and the rear will be set to a double wishbone. For the engine, let's see if a V90 V8 engine would work in here. Probably do... oh no. What if I change the type of heads to a push rod to, okay, here we go, now we got the size big time reduced because, well, it'll be better off doing push rods because most muscle cars use these types of heads compared to a dual overhead cam, single overhead cam, or whatever, so let's increase the bore. I'm guessing 100 millimeters to the bore and overstroke the engine to 105 millimeters for the stroke, which gets the engine size to 6,597 cubic centimeters or 6.6 liters. And make the heads also made out of aluminum, and for the internals like the crank cowl rods and pistons, pretty much just go forged pretty much everything. And for the compression, cam profile, all the stuff, we're gonna pretty much ignore that for now until we know about this engine. So for the fuel system, we'll probably do a multi-point electronic fuel injector with a single throttle setup with a performance mid intake running on premium fuel. And the headers, good old tubular mid headers with a dual exhaust, probably 2.5 inches, I'm guessing, for the exhaust size, or 63.5 millimeters. With high flow 3 kinetic converter, first buffer none, reverse flow second. We got some valve float going on right here. I'll try to tune the engine and perfect this from here. Damn right we need to tune the engine, frickin' RPM with at 5,000 RPM. Not anymore. Alright, so we got the engine pretty much all tuned up and everything, so we got a power rating right here at 411 horsepower, 5,600 RPM, with a torque rating of 445.9 pounds-feet of torque at 4,300 RPM. So pretty torque-heavy engine, makes quite a bit of power like a frickin' Ford Mustang GT with a 5.0 engine in it. But instead of a 5-liter engine, we're making frickin' 6.6 liters, just like a classic muscle car was back in the 60s and 70s before the frickin' fuel crisis kicked in, yo. So let's give this Japanese car a taste of American muscle and give you a listen right here. Now if it sounds better than 400 horsepower of American muscle and freedom coming out the exhaust pipe. For the drive type, it's pretty obvious, a longitudinal rear-wheel drive setup with, I think a manual 6-speed would work with a top speed 238 miles per hour. Yes, please. For the tires, we may have to go a little bit extreme on this one here. So let's do some sport compound tires. I don't know about the freaking width of the front, I'm guessing maybe 235 maybe in the rear to compensate some wheel spin. Maybe 245 would probably do. Because we'll be generating quite a lot of wheel spin and maybe some oversteering with this current engine setup with all the weight in the front and the engine poking through the hood, which I'll do that with the advanced trim settings soon. We'll choose some alloy rims, go on to the brakes here. Let's do some vented disc. 4 pistons? It's going to be extreme. Maybe 290s up front with a vented disc 2-piston, 240s? Maybe? Now for the under tray of this bad boy, let's probably do a semi-clad under tray with the brake airflow, maybe 20% to cool off some of the brakes and all that good stuff. So for the interior of this car, this is a 2-seater, not a 4-seater or a 5-seater. I'll probably give it the premium interior setup with a premium infotainment system. For the driver and safety aids, we'll probably do for the steering of a maybe variable hydraulic power steering so you can get a feel of the steering of this car and all that good stuff. With just standard issue electronic stability control with the safety standard set to the 2010 standard safety standards. And finally for the suspension, oh really, there's no air system on here? I guess we'll do the stereotypical usual. Progressive springs with adaptive dampers and semi-active sway bars. We'll start off with normal preset to see where we're at. Not a whole lot of oversteering. And it appears the brakes are suffering from severe brake fade. Oh my god. I would agree with some extreme brake pressure that we got going here. 86% for the front, maybe an AD. No. Alright, so I think I'm pretty much done with the tuning this car, I believe. If I need to make some necessary adjustments, I'll probably do so for my actual car design. And speaking of the car design, click the Fixtures tab and get ready to design this here K car, in specific a muscle K car, by giving you a time-lapse footage of me building the car as so. I'll design the exterior of this car here while lowering the little engine right here so the engine isn't poking out through the hood here. So I guess I'll make those changes right about now with this time-lapse portion to be building the car, which will commence right now. So for the design of this car, the first thing I did before putting the fixtures on the car was lower the engine, do some body morphing, and make some adjustments with the tires. After that, I began to work on the front of the car. With the headlight and grille setup, I tried to loosely replicate a first-gen Daihatsu Copen. It has a pair of semicircular headlights of DRLs and these split turn indicators and fog lights right below them. I then added a few grille bars, a front Japanese K-car license plate, and even this aggressive hood scoop, along with other fixtures at the front of the car and the sunroof, which I put on later on with this build. For the sides, I added this side indicator with the engine displacement of 6.6 liters on top of the indicator and the V8 badge below it. I also included this door seam fixture mod that has this indent that goes alongside the doors. This is to go in line with the rear quarter panels, which has this small cutout near the wheels. For the back of the car, I added this fairly wide taillight housing to put my brake lights, turn signals, reverse lights, and reflectors. I also added a custom license plate cutout body molding mod to place the rear license plate. I then added this basic rear diffuser with quad exhaust tips and the car's branding, which is made by Hinata, which is a Japanese economy and K-car manufacturer. I also included the side reflectors to go in line with the rear reflectors, which you see with the rear taillights here. After wrapping up the design, I repainted the car to this yellow looking color. So after getting everything done with this build, here's what I came out. This is the 2014 Hinata Codec GT8. This once was premium K-car, has an engine that's 10 times bigger in displacement with 5 more cylinders than an inline 3. How stupid can you get when it comes to building a car like this? Alright, so I finally got this Japanese K-car with a huge V8 engine all set and done here. And in the specs of the car here with the wheelbase length and width, specifically with the length and width, as far as I know, the length right here in the middle, which is 3.39 meters, and the width of 1.46 meters, this is pretty much in spec to what Japan declares itself as a K-car. As I pull up a Google search here, a Japanese K-car must not exceed 3.4 meters in length, 1.48 meters in width, but unfortunately in automation, it doesn't measure height, which is 2 meters or less. So let's pretend that there's a height meter somewhere up in here and it is in spec to what a K-car is. So anyways, before exporting this bad boy to BeamNG.drive, despite quite a handful of problems that we got here, such as the rear dampers being quite hard, some brake fade issues, the engine being quite full, the current side of the engine being quite narrow, the car's rear angle being too high, the rear tires having a very low profile, the short gearing reducing the car's top speed, the rear tires being quite light, and the engine has some unutilized octane. Let's jump over to BeamNG.drive to see if this Japanese muscle car can beat an American muscle car, or be like one. So here we are at the map of West Coast USA with this car spawned in and everything, including the traffic here too, and my god, the freaking reflectors that I got going here are pretty bright in the back end. How about the fenders right here, the fender reflectors? Pretty bright too. I guess I'm not using that paint scheme in the future for making reflectors and all that stuff. So anyways, we'll be starting off for a basic performance test to see how this car performs and all that good stuff before we take it onto a track to do our time trial run. So we'll start off with the 0 to 62 acceleration test, followed by the 62 to 0 brake test, and lastly, a top speed run with this vehicle. So first things first, get ready to accelerate this bad boy for 0 to 62, go! A little bit of a delay as it goes to first gear, to second gear, some wheel spin, 0 to 62 in 4.41 seconds of 219.12 feet. And 0 to 60, not that bad, but for a brake time, let's see here, hard on the brakes. 62 to 0 in 2.46 seconds of 99.49 feet. So we got friggin' 2468, you suck, I'm great, da-da-da-da, you're the one I hate, says Homer Simpson. And a distance just shy of almost breaching the 100 feet marker. So for our top speed run, neutral drop this bad boy. First gear we go to second gear into... I thought we were gonna get better 0 to 62 in second gear, but apparently not. So we're on top gear right now, going 170 miles an hour plus according to airspeed, which we're gonna follow the airspeed. The top speed that we got in automation was 200 compared to 236 miles an hour in the little slider thingy, god damn. So top speed, we're beyond 200 miles an hour in automation. Oversteering, that's what happens when you have a low wheelbase like this. I think it was like 2 meters or something like that of a wheelbase in automation, but yeah. So we crashed the car in the freaking wall, impact detected, stopping car. Yeah, I know, buddy. Let's take this up a little bit and see the aftermath destruction before we take this onto a time trial run. So, tire that was bouncing was my rear right, and the looks of this car, I mean, it held up pretty well for a mildly violent rear end collision up against a tunnel wall, but seems pretty fair. So as I stated, let's find a map to do our time trial runs right now. So here we are at the map of Hirochi Raceway, and we'll be doing 2 laps around the long Raceway version of this entire circuit. So since we're at the start and finish line, just shy of the checkered flag marker right here, so let's get ready to start in 3, 2, 1, go. Damn ECS for ruining my life. In 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds, not bad. You know, let's change this to a frickin' sport ECS because I'm not in the mood for the car to reduce power and all that good stuff as I go through the corners as so perfect braking. Well, even with the basic performance tests, going too wide, the basic performance test, frickin' wheel spin. Go me talk, please. I will say for the basic performance test I did earlier, I had the ECS and traction control turned off instead of putting this on a sport mode, which I have it set. Ooh, another kick oversteer, a snap oversteer, unlike what I had earlier when ECS was off and traction control. And now I have my 0 to 62 time, technically 63, of about 4 seconds of exactly 200 feet. That's pretty interesting. Ooh, little inconsistency with the braking. Damn, not bottoming out. I swear, can I drift this with... Damn you, ECS. You know what, turn it off, so we get a lap time of 1 minute 42 seconds, 200 milliseconds. Not too bad. I regret nothing. Explosion. So, kids, might as well leave ECS on no matter what if you're going through the corner to combat some of that snap oversteer like frickin' Toyota MR2 levels. Okay, let's try not to screw it up right here. So between the 3 and the 2 marker, stay hard on the brakes. Much sort of better? Drift? Pretty sloppy, but manageable. Now, can I hit the drift? Please, hit the drift. Nope, we're gonna snap oversteer and do a 360, cool. So despite that, our second lap time is gonna be in the late 140s of a 1 minute 47 seconds, 151 milliseconds of a total time of 3 minutes 29 seconds, 351 milliseconds. Which puts me in 3rd place compared to these 2 cars on my Mr. Jack and 000 days. So anyways, let's go to free roam and crash this out somewheres as I'm still in the pause menu. Well, here's the most impressive crash ever. Thanks to the oversteering and snap oversteering and the wheel spin all in general. Aw, snap, I didn't mean to recover the car. So anyways, let's click on the main menu button and click on free roam to load up Car Jumperine to see if this Muscle K car can go the distance with a small wheelbase and a big ass engine. So take it to the top of the ramp right now. So here we are at the top of the ramp, and currently we got a 3 light, a 4 light, and a 5 light, so get ready to accelerate this here bad boy off the ramp right now. Whoops, that's the wrong button. Second gear launch, are you kidding me, game? Sheesh, man, things making a hard time on me. So we're going 5th gear into 6th gear of a speed on exit, 184, almost 185 miles an hour for our exit speed, and we're gonna land ourselves at the 480 mark. Let's slow this down a little bit. So 2 times slow-mo. That was a little too fast, but whatever, so full time. Flatten the roof. Are we gonna go over the pond? Nope, we're gonna stay in the pond, so engine fully, my engine broken, so screw saving the engine because we hit the freaking side of the pool wall. So drop the car off. Please flip over. You're making this pretty difficult on me, man. Alright, here we go. Now it's been flipped over, and how to freaking drop your ride height for free up in here because we landed roof first. And is this the frickin' drivetrain in the back here, the drive shaft and all this good stuff? In the front, we got the engine that says, hold on. So we got the Auto M engine up in here. Yep, this frickin' Hinata codec is powered by the Auto M engine. Now for the final part of the video, can I get a 0 to 62 on this map, please? Yep, 3.93 seconds of 197.39 feet, so what I'm doing here is get a high-speed run and crash myself at the final bridge pillar right up ahead, so pop the curb. Alright, good. It's capable of popping the curb and stop. Now let's slow it down to see what a high-speed crash is like for the first time with this car in this video. So I got myself set to 50 times slow-mo. I think I might just slow this down again. Yep, okay, here. Slow this down. I think this is 100 times slow-mo. Here goes the front of the car. It stopped right here because, well, physics said so. The rear tire is still moving. I think this is 32 times slow-mo, 16 times slow-mo. Hazards are going off because impact detected stopping car. The rear tires are still spinning, and not anymore. Full time. And like that, with that front end, a brutal front end crash. The main engine is broken, so no vroominess up in here. As you can see, the little intake manifold and all this stuff completely exposed. So a final look at the car before I depart. So we got the front end completely smashed in, the sides as expected, the rear pretty healthy up in here with the rear license plate removed, and some duplicate fixtures which I thought would go away in BeamNG.drive, but unfortunately it didn't with the side indicators. So that'll do it with automation and BeamNG.drive with the Hinata Codec GT8. For a K car with a 6.6 liter V8 making over 400 horsepower, it does perform great in terms of general performance. For its handling and agility, hell no. That's all thanks to it being 2 meters in wheelbase and all that weight in the front paired with a powerful engine which made it not corner well as it snap oversteers like a Toyota MR2. So it's only good for drag races but not on a racetrack. And for those who are interested in this type of content, please be sure to like and subscribe so you won't miss out on any videos like this in the future. So this is TRIZE Rising Up, and signing out.